So we just got the first couple slides?
Yeah.
Okay, this is good because this chapter, predominantly what I ask you to do is memorization and recognition. In the lab, what? Okay, so we start here. I thought I showed you the Excel part. Okay. Oh, that's half the chapter. That's the reason why I put it up there so you can see that. Because you see, learning all the teaching components, that's almost 30% of the thing you should know. You listen, you guys? That's why he did that first. Why? Because I want you guys to learn this before you get lost. And after each tissue and learn where they are. And have we finished the epithelium?
No.
Okay, where are we? Listen, help. You see right here we have 4 tissues.
We did move past everything.
I know, but we only finished the test, and then you guys only have 10 minutes with me, and you was always, I know, you're physically with me, you're not with me, I can tell your face. You say, I'd rather go home and have a drink. Right? I'm just kidding. Yes. That's okay. But I think we briefly talk about how we classify, did we talk about the layer and the shape of the cell? Well, okay. All right, so I start from the scratch right here. But I remember I told you guys, when you walk out of class on that day, you're able to tell me 4 major tissue. I remember that much, right? I mean, I can take this away and ask you, can you tell me the 4 major tissue in the body? Can you tell me that? That's what you should, right? Okay, now, under the epithelium, okay, now we ask you, there are different types, okay? So I want you guys, when you study, the first thing before you get lost in all the detail, can you recite this table for me? Right, for example, under connective tissue, can you name all types? Under the epithelium, can you name all types? Are you with me? Because when you know the name, the next step you have to do is, each tissue type, can you tell me the function? Can you tell me where in the body that tissue can be found? Right? So by learning them, you already have a head start already. So epithelium, and we learned already that each tissue, I give one word to describe the function. And we'll talk about this. Each tissue, to help you to understand, I say give one word in general to tell you what the function do. For example, epithelium, protection, and lining. Is that ring a bell? Okay, connective tissue, support the other 3. And then muscle, without me, you know the function of muscle, right? One word, movement. And then the last one, nervous tissue, control, and communication. The question is, how do the easiest way to memorize? First, how do we come up with the name? Okay, and that's why instead of read all the slides to you, I go back right here and show you this. Here you go. Okay. So here is how we classify the tissue. First, because the function of epithelium aligning your body surface, either your body surface or the internal organ. Okay. So if the tissue made up by a single layer, that tissue will have the term simple in the name. If the tissue made up by multiple layers, more than 2, there will be the name stratified. Easy enough? One layer simple, more than one layer stratified. Okay, and the second one we look at is the shape of the cell. If the cell looks flat, we call them squamous. If the cell looks like a cube, you call that cuboidal. If the cell looks like a column, you call that columnar. Is that easy enough, guys? So with this basic information, you already know the name of 6 tissue already. Let me describe it to you. One layer, the cell looks like a column. What is the name? Simple columnar. You got it, right? Multiple layer, the cell looks flat. Are you all with me? Right? Okay. So because of that, I told you guys you're able to name 6 types of tissue already. And here they go. With the squamous, you have simple and you have stratified. With the cuboidal, you have simple and you have stratified. Columnar, you have simple and you have stratified. Are you all with me? Right? Clearly, With that information, you can then see tissue already, and you learn that there are little more we have to add it to that because your body is not normal. And you'll be so far. Okay. Let's go back so you know this. So we go back from the beginning where we start with the epithelial tissue first. Okay? For each tissue, as I mentioned that now I add the learning objective for you guys so that you can check yourself at the end to see if you have studied what you're supposed to do. Okay, we talk about the function epithelium already, you can read that. Okay, now, when you have an epithelial tissue, there are certain terminology that we predominantly use to discuss and to describe about epithelial tissue. And those two terms are apical surface and basal surface. Clearly, if I ask you guys to read, you don't read it, right? So let's know what does that mean. Let's see the picture right here. So for example, this is your skin. This is the internal structure underneath, and that is the surface of your skin. Because the function of epithelium always your first line of defense. So the surface that exposed to the outside, or the surface of that tissue that exposed into the internal organ. For example, your oral cavity, the lining of your stomach, and your gut and so on, we call that surface apical surface. Apical surface means the outer surface, where the basal surface are the other side of this tissue where it anchors on the other tissue. So those two terms are predominantly used for the epithelial tissue. Okay? Now, you understand that term? The next one we learn is for every tissue, you have to know the unique characteristic of each. Okay? That's why I will go through real quick because after all this, there's a you should memorize. Now, I also tell you that the best way to study for this chapter, right? Did I? We did that. But I think you guys are the one that's behind a little bit. That's why I make sure that I have time. Yeah. Oh, so that I can ask you the question on the test. Which of the following is the characteristic of epithelium? Which of the following is not the characteristic of epithelium? And then so on. Okay. So the first one right here, cellularity. It literally means that every time you look at a connective tissue, you will see cell after cell after cell. I mean, you see a bunch of them stick together, really tight. Okay? And those are, I believe you guys studied the tissue in the lab this week, right? Or last week? Last week, right? So when you look at a microscope, see a little purple dot? There's a little purple dot right here. Every time you see the purple dot under the microscope, it is a single nucleus that came from a single cell. You don't see all the cells clearly all the time. And you will see every time you look at the field, you see purple dot everywhere. We use the term cellularity. In other words, there are a lot of cells that make up the epithelium. That makes sense, you guys. Why? Because the function is protective, right? Just can you imagine this? If we're supposed to line up and protect people behind us, right? What the best we do? We hold hands, or we do this, right? Side by side, we create a barrier. Make sense? We protect them. So the same thing with the epithelial tissue to protect you. They stay side by side, either a single layer or multiple layers for protection. And we call that cellularity. In polarity, as we mentioned already, one side exposed to that side, the other surface anchored into the other tissue. Okay? A vascularity. The term vascular means blood vessel. A vascular means there is no blood vessel. The majority of the epithelial tissue that do not have the blood vessel right next to them. The blood vessel further away, so that means the nutrient has to take time to migrate to the epithelial tissue in order to supply them. Avascular means no blood vessels present around the tissue. The next one is, even though they are deficient in terms of blood vessels, but they are highly innervated. What do you mean by innervated? Nerve supply. Okay, the epithelial tissue has a lot of nerve supply, and here's the reason why. Why your skin? Let's look at this. What kind of senses that your skin is able to detect? Besides taste, smell, eyesight, and hearing, what on your surface? The one we learned from chapter 1, thermal regulation. Remember thermoreceptor? You can tell hot or cold. What else you can tell your skin? Think about you guys. I can ask you, close your eye, close your nose, so you smell it. Okay? Don't hear anything. I give you an object. Just by manipulating the object on your hand without hearing, sight, or smell, you very much can tell me what you hold in your hand. Make sense? That's why we are very touchy species because of that. Right? So thermoreceptor detecting temperature, touch receptor, right? And we also have pressure receptor on your skin as well. And some still look at me and say, that's what I don't get it. Is that touch the same thing as pressure? The answer is not necessary. Touch it means something touch you, right? But how do you touch? Is it a lot of dimension, isn't it? Because you can slightly touch on my skin. Oh, that's romantic. That's a nice touch. Okay? And this, oh, the accidental touch, you just bump into me. Does it make sense? But this touch means that's hostile. You make sense? So the pressure you apply on your skin are interpreted differently. That's all touch, isn't it? Right? What else on your skin you can do? Another one is, can I pinch you and you feel ouch? Okay? What can tell you that? Pain receptor. The scientific name of pain receptor is called nociceptor. The minute I mention the nociceptor, most of the students look at me and say, man, this is the receptor I'd rather live without. Because nobody wants pain. Right? You don't need pain. I don't know. Don't listen to me. I just got to argue. Right? But my thought is correct because some people on earth have been granted that right. They have no pain receptor. The oldest one survived was 21 years old. They don't live long. And you're absolutely correct. We need them. If you think, why do we need them? Right? How many times you do this when I stand up here? Okay? And I like that, so I do this. That hurt. That's right. Stupid. Don't do it again. Does it make sense? Pain tell you your body's injured. Okay, whatever you did, don't do it again. Does it make sense? Because of pain, so that you know that, oh, I'm hurting, I see a doctor. Because of pain, you know you break your bone. You with me? Those individuals, they don't even have pain receptor. That's why you say, can you jump up the roof just for fun? They do it for fun because they don't feel, they may break bone by doing that. They don't feel a thing. You make sense? There's one of the people who, I think I read the journal from England where they describe the boy who had no pain receptor talking to her mom. Okay? And then when he talking, her mom smelled flesh like a barbecue burning. It's not barbecue. Well, I think you said barbecue. Flesh burning. He didn't put barbecue sauce on it. He stand and talk to her mom, his mom. Okay? He put a hand on the stove with his arm. So his whole hand burning. And because he's facing away, he can smell that. Okay? Didn't feel a thing. Yes, sir.
So what causes you to have
Good question. I don't know. What is receptor made of? No, after four organic chemistry, carbohydrate, protein, lipid, and nucleic acid. Remember all the function on the cell membrane? The receptor are protein. And you know what protein being made based on what? Come on, you want to do that? DNA. You make a protein you make because you have DNA. Remember the whole process, transcription and translation? So we think that gene was missing in those individuals. And don't ask me how it's missing. I can stop where we don't know. Right? So somehow the defect is. Take that. When I say the no pain receptor not accurate, there's pain receptor but they not function. So they make the wrong protein. And you see the process we learned from transcription, translation, just one wrong base. Remember that? In those cases, I mean some kind of mutation occur, they don't make the same pain receptor. And that's why they mix it that. The good news is that it's not common. Okay? But they tell you, it's just anything you think about. And here is when I ask you guys to be logical, you don't. And when I say don't worry about it, you worry. Give an example. One day, one guy called me and said, I'm sorry, I cannot go to class and say, are you okay? Are you sick? No, sir. My girlfriend just left me. I'm in a whole world of pain. All of my nociceptors have been activated. It's just trying to get cute so you can stay home. And my response is, get your Clutil in here. Because the pain activated when you lose your girlfriend has nothing to do with nociception. Nociception only for physical damage. Understand? What pain receptor activated is, I'm much more complicated in the street. Okay? Only so. Can you see my point? Those are the only detective pain. All right, the next one is high generation. Clearly, why do you think out of all the four major tissues, epithelial is the one that has the highest metabolic rate? They divide faster than the other. That's right. It is your first body defect. It damages the first, And another thing that we could identify really quick, therefore, there's some mistake along the way that constantly injure as well. Does that make sense? Okay, now, because of that, we learned this. There are two types of cancer. Carcinoma. If you don't see that, let me know the time. When I write up here, I'm assuming you guys seen it. If not, let me know so I can put it on the line. And then the other one is called sarcoma. Carcinoma and sarcoma. Anytime you have a condition that has the term oma at the end, you may not like it. What does that mean? You have some kind of cancer. Oma cancer, lymphoma, melanoma. And whatever goes in front of it tell you what becomes cancerous. So carcinoma indicates that the cancer originates from the epithelial tissue, where sarcoma are the cancers that originate from the connective tissue. Okay? Now, while I bring this one up, 70% of all cancer belong to carcinoma. Now, that's significant. Are you with me? And you know why already. I just explained to you guys. Why is that the cancer originating from the epithelial outweigh all the other type of cancer because of that. The chance of being injured, the chance of mutating, all that occur in the carcinoma. Alright? Alright? Okay? The function of the epithelium, I learned real quick physical protection as we mentioned already. Okay, and in addition, because the first line effect can also control what material through your skin and what cannot go through your skin. Okay, we call the term selective permeability. Have you heard that term before? In the cell membrane is selective permeable, right? There are certain chemicals will do, and the others they do not. And that's why sometimes certain medication you can apply, they call it topical, okay, apply on your skin. And that medication can go through your skin and enter your blood system easily. Otherwise, you have to have injection and other means, right? Oral medication, injection, and nebulization, suspended air. Your skin is also the same as well. It has to be. Why? Because you are the walking sack of water. If you are water, you know the water temperature, right? 98.6. At that temperature, some water will vaporize. Okay, without the skin, do not allow you to lose the water easily. You're able to keep that water in your body. That's why if individual have a severe burn that you learn in the next chapter, okay, the first thing that EMT worry about is two things. If you have severe burn, you take away that physical barrier. First thing you worry is, okay, that physical barrier protect you from the bacteria, the air material outside. Now you have the whole opening field. You understand? You have the cover stack. That is the term they use in the hospital all the time right now. Okay, the second one is you have to put the IV into the individual. We call IV push to rehydrate them because you also lose water as well. Okay, that's how important the skin function are. And that's why we call them permeability because they do allow something to go through, but not everything can go through easily. Secretion, what kind of secretion you have on your skin? One thing we know for sure easily, oil and sweat, right? And we'll learn that detail later. Sensation, as I mentioned, that not any of your skin are numerous, and we mentioned some of them already, pressure, temperature, and pain. And we also find out that, so only your skin have that, right? No. Like smell, like on your roof of the nasal cavity, and epithelial tissue that detects smell. Okay? Taste bud detects taste. On your tongue, they are epithelial. In your eye, on the posterior side of your eyeball, the retinal cells, those are epithelial. So anywhere you have nerve like that, they are epithelial. So that's why they involved in highly nerve innervation as we mentioned. I strongly encourage you guys by this time on Thursday, you may not know everything, but I want you guys to able to sit down and listen all this time. All the not just epithelial, all of them. Okay? So that let's have a quiz on Thursday. I'm always trying to figure it out on Thursday. So I have a quiz by myself on Thursday. Okay. Thank you. Okay. On Wednesday next week, we have maybe 5 question quizzes. To make sure you guys remember this, right? Remember, the quiz, asking you this. What would you like? No. I have my philosophy. Oh, no. This coming Wednesday. Oh, that's a Thursday, right? This coming Wednesday. I would let you choose. Then I'll get my principal. If you have happy students, that's all. Okay. All right, no, not much to happy is easy, either one. I won't do that. So Good. All right. Go back to this. So are you with me? So the common question is, I may ask something like, how many tissue can you name under the proper, right? Under epithelium, how many type of tissue that we can put the name squamous to it, or something like that. So basically, I ask you to memorize all this right here. Okay. So is that fair enough? Just this, right? Because I want you guys do not get lost in this. If you're able to start this right here, now the only thing you do is how do I recognize alveoli? What's the function? Where you find body? And that's easier than you think. All right. Okay. Classification. We talked about this already. We based on the layer. Okay. See all right here? They mentioned the tissue when I learned. Are you all with me so far? Right? Simple, squamous, stratified, epithelial, we learned already. So all that. How about this picture right here? Now, this is what I ask my students to do that make life easier. You don't have to follow, but most students tell me that it's helpful, but it is a lot of work. For every tissue that you're supposed to know, okay, there is a box right here, that label right here. In that box, for example, this is your simple squamous, right? The first thing you see is the actual picture of the example of that tissue. In this case, simple squamous, how many layers? And what's the cell look like? Flat, right? If you look closely, after they show you the historical image, they also show you the drawing. In case sometimes you cannot see it, you see right here. Look closely. Can you guys see the polka dot? Each of the polka dot is a nucleus, right? So look right here. Okay, that is a nucleus right here. You see how the flat the cell looks? You draw it. It's another right there. Okay, and all the empty space, you are looking at the lung tissue, and each of those space is an air sac. Okay, and lining the air sac are simple squamous. That makes sense because the air sac, what we have the air sac in the lung for, without doing that chapter yet, so that the air from the outside can enter, bring with it oxygen. And that oxygen has to go from the air sac into the blood vessel. We see some of them right there. You with me? So you want the wall between the air sac and the blood vessel to be as thin as possible or as thick as possible. The thinner the better, right? So that you don't want the oxygen to take about 3 hours to go from one side to the next. So therefore, you first have the cell as thin as possible so oxygen can get across really easily. Because the function of simple squamous is called filtration. Does that make sense, you guys? And then, right here, they describe that tissue to you and they tell you what is the function and where in the body you find such a thing. And my students say that the best way, bless you. After this, you learn. Also, bless your non-structured and certified squamous as well. So you learn later. This is tissue lining relation count. It's very cool. All right. So what they did is they actually copied that page and they cut and they put the picture in the front of the 3x5 cup or even smaller. Okay, and then the rest of them they put on the back. So after they finish this, all the tissue they have a type of cup like this. Okay, and everywhere they go, okay, they just flip and just randomly pick one cup out and look at the picture. And you name this tissue, and you can see it also helps your lab as well. But in the lab, when your function is, can you recognize the tissue when they show you in the microscope? You with me? And then you say, okay, I tried it in simple squamous. What's the function? You remember? Say it out. You remember? I remember. Put it in the back and review it again. Get in the location. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Sometimes, that's why I train you guys. Sometimes stuff you don't know the specific answer, but you can follow the process of POE. You know what I mean? Process of elimination. Okay, where if I ask which tissue line up your skin, would you choose simple squamous? Do you want simple squamous lining your skin? Things like that, right? You don't want your skin that thin, isn't it? I mean, I should do this and I see bare muscle already. And do that there or not, that's kind of hard. Is it making that? So those are things that you don't know, but the answer you eliminate the obvious one. Okay, let's do that on the test as well. So those are the ones I want you guys to learn right here. So you can see, that's what they say right here. Simple cuboidal. Can you see the single line right there? Okay, and the key thing that give away the cuboidal is a nice, round, and sexy nucleus. It's nice and round. You see it almost square right there. Please don't. So you always want, you see right there. That's simple cuboidal. And then you have to flip the cut in the back, where in the body it can be found. What do you think the function of cuboidal? Are you with me? So for every slide, you have that. Now, So I don't have to read all into that, into the memorization. But now let's go back. In addition to the 4 type active tissue that you have to learn, one more time. Squamous, what do you have? Squamous, come with squamous. Simple squamous, stratified squamous. And then cuboidal, simple, stratified. The same thing goes for columnar, isn't it? Well, those are the major ones. Now you have to learn a little more detail. With that, I go back to my Excel chart. You see why I think you guys have to put this coming Wednesday. I force you guys to go ahead. You have to learn that name. Because that's the first stop right here. So go back. I list them. Famous, cuboidal, and columnar. You know, right? And then each of them they have symbol and stratified. Look under the squamous. Under stratified, they divide into 2 types. Okay, stratified keratinized, stratified non-keratinized. What's the difference? Very simple. There is a waxy made up by the fibrous protein we call keratin. Okay, the obvious in your body you find keratin are your fingernail. Okay, you cut your fingernail, you see little evidence of that little fiber sticking out. Well, on your skin you also have keratin as well. They just diffuse across, and that keratin helps to protect the tissue underneath. We call it keratin. So if the stratified produce keratin, we call them keratinized. If they don't produce them, we call them non-keratinized. The easiest one is the only tissue in our body that produce keratin, which is stratified squamous, are the tissue that make up your skin. Okay, that keratin helps to protect your skin as well. So what is the tissue make up your skin? Stratified keratinized squamous. The rest of the body, you will see they all non-keratinized. That's the fact that you need to remember. So are you see so far? So you know that fact? And you go, I'm sorry, I have to move back and forth to make my point. You see, anytime I talk, I always go back to the Excel file. And that's the whole purpose. I want to make sure you guys learn that first. So let's go to the picture. That is simple. Let's start with There we go. Okay, look up there. First, can you see it's stratified a symbol? Okay, all of the little put up right here, they're multiple layers, right? And by the way, you see the difference is in the lecture, I show you the picture perfect. Everything is all there for you, right? In the lab, you have to learn how to get there. Okay, and that's why you have. Okay, it is embarrassed to the school, it's embarrassed to the instructor teaching you after MP1 and MP2, you walk out, you don't even know how to use microscope. It tells me that something went wrong there. Right? You may not be fancy, but you can operate basically. And that's why you have to move fast in the lab. You have to recognize all this. And when compliance students look at me is, how do I know where to find it? Here, a bunch of tissues in front of me right here, on a microscope, right? I have a bunch of tissues right here. Where is the one that's supposed to be epithelium? Remember the function, protect and lining? It tells you that to go to the edges. Does it make sense? Right? They're not in there. No, well, doesn't mean that epithelium is not in there, but when you look at the tissue on the outside, they protect it and line it. Okay, so that's those concepts I want you guys to practice. And right here, clearly, you have 2 of them. And how do I know the difference between keratinized and non-keratinized? Okay, the staining sometimes you get away, not always, but sometimes you get away. Can you see how dark the stain pick up on this side? And that one right is almost like chain pattern. Are you with me? The chain pattern one is the one that non-keratinized. And that's why it's easy to recognize. And the one that dark, they pick up the stain pick up and hold on the keratinized. So that's what you see right there. Okay. What epithelial tissue do you think line your hair? You know all 6 times now, right? Okay. Come on, first. You want simple or stratified? Are you sure? One of you want simple in your record? It will hurt. That makes sense, right? Okay, do you want keratinized or non-keratinized?
No.
How you know that? Oh, you want, okay? When you pick non-keratinized, I think that the only keratinized in your body is in your skin. So anywhere else, non-keratinized. Is that easy, guys? And that's where you see why do you have stratified? Because in your body, when you're subject to abrasion and damage, you will see stratified squamous. Your oral cavity, stratified. Your nasal, stratified. So that you won't, because you damage and destroy 5 layers, good, I still have 20 more. So that you can survive. Okay? Are you with me? So this right here is a visual and I strongly encourage you to do that. Now, let's go back to the Excel file. So you know under square root you have symbol and you have stratify. And you know now under stratify you have canonized and non-canonized. Okay? Go to the cuboidal. Cuboidal is simple. Either you have multiple layer, stratify, or single layer simple. And you notice the term rare and natural stratify. Rare means that they are not abundant in your body. Certain plants you may see them. Okay? And those are the ones that I usually don't ask because sometimes it's present in this in the body, but not the other one. Okay, so to rare and inside out. And now we go into the columnar. Okay, columnar you have symbol and you have stratify. Now, under the symbol, you have more term. That term reminds us something that we spent a little time on in chapter 3, right? If the tissue has cilia on it, we put the term ciliated in the name. That's it. So we have symbol columnar that has cilia, we call symbol ciliate columnar epithelium. They don't have cilia, we put non-cilia. And now, why tissue has cilia? Did we spend time talking about that? The pack of cigarette? I show you guys. And then until I stand up here and do this, right? Remember what I started demonstrating? The fallopian tube that lining by symbol ciliate columnar, right? That helps to move the head forward the uterus. Okay, so now we have two types of the symbol. All right, so far so good. Now this right here is stratified columnar, and you see right there they also named rare, and they usually found on certain tube structure of the male. That's why it is rare. I can ask you simple. Which epithelial tissue that we have learned so far that are rare? Only two which is learned, right? Stratified cuboidal and stratified columnar. That's it. Now, last one. Pseudo-stratified. What the heck is that? I know stratified other symbol. What does pseudo? Pseudo means fake, right? Or false. Good? So, let me show you the picture. It's easier. Here we go. Okay. Ignore the histology right now. Look at the dot right here. Based on this right here, if you look at this cell right here, how many layers you see? Maybe one or two layers, right? But if you look at this cell by itself, this cell right here, how many layers? One. That whole cell, spread the whole thing. Can you guys see that? Sometimes it looks like one layer, sometimes it looks like one layer, and that's why we use the term pseudo stratified. That means they look like multiple layers, but not always. And that is the name, pseudo stratified. And almost exclusively pseudo-stratified bacteria. And this is the tissue outlining the trachea. That I'm talking about smoking, remember that? Pseudo-stratified ciliate columnar epithelium. And that time when they tell you the name, you look and say, what the heck is that? Now it makes sense when you learn that term. Okay? That's pseudo-stratified. And the majority, I can say with confidence that about 98% also stratified as cilia. Oriented. The only small percent that are not affiliated. All right, so now we learn that special, and last but not least, it is the one. Okay, you see all of them right here, and then the last one, transitional epithelium. What makes an epithelium transitional? The main thing right there. Maybe it is a type of epithelium that transitions from one form to the next. What form is that? And this picture will do this. You see someone? Right. Okay. The thing that brings out the transitional, look closely, is this. Okay. It looks like a stratified cuboidal. It looks like it. You see multiple right here? But then on the open edge right here, the apical surface, you see the cell now almost like horizontal. And then it looks like I hold the cell and I stretch them. Look like a dome shape. Okay, that's the giveaway. Every time you see a dome shape on the edges, you look at transitional. It looks like somebody coming and stretching that cell. Why tissue have this kind? Because you look at the area and organ where they allow stretching. We surprised that lining, inner lining of your bladder are transitional. Thank goodness for that, right? So you're able to stay in the class for 5 hours without going to the bathroom because they're able to stretch. Okay, so next time it is much more romantic. You say afterwards, okay, I have to go bathroom. That's not romantic. Although I think my transitional has been stretching to the limit, I have to report. So just walk away. That's romantic. Okay, so right now I want you guys to go home, study so that when I ask you, can you name all different types of epithelium and you able to split it out, right? Okay, how many types? I didn't even number on that table. I think from 1 to 8. You see right there? Okay, and I don't want you guys to memorize that number. Memorize by the easiest way you remember. I put them in the sheet, right? Squamous, cuboidal, columnar. Under each, what type? What type? By organize that way on the test, when you confuse, you go back to the basic. Okay, let me go back. This tissue right here. So right now, written down at the table, if I ask you, what epithelial tissue you learned so far has cilia?
Pseudocell.
Should stratify. Is that the only one?
No.
No. What else has cilia? What columnar? Symbol. Columnar. Okay, stratify is red. Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? So on the test, I say which of the following tissue have cilia? You know that's only 2 and then most columnar. Right? So those are things that help you. Good. Okay, so now, you see, one more time, I like this because the summary, you see right there? The summary of all the teaching you learn, where it is right here. This is symbol and feeling, where in the body can be found. Is it easy for you guys to memorize the location? Okay, let me stop for a moment and forget to mention one of the unique cells in our body, and that's cell right here. Have you noticed that the pseudostratified multiple layer is not blurry? There's little cells that mingle and mix together in that tissue right here. That cell usually has a light color over here. It's right here, that light color, and another right here. That cell is called the goblet cell. This cell is essential because this cell releases one chemical that we don't like, but we need them. And that chemical is called wet booger. Oh, mucus. Okay. I think I get attention, right? Is it wet booger?
Mucus.
It is. That's mucus. Right? It will still wet. Never mind. By the way, do not put that on the test. Well, lecture you don't need to do that, right? Because most people join in the lab. When I ask my students to be clever and critical thinking, they always go wrong direction. And that's exactly when I say identify the goblet cell on the tissue, right? Okay, then the goblet cell and say what is the function of that, and then put down produce wet booger on the answer sheet. Okay, put me in the spot where I cannot come wrong because it is, right? It's not romantic. Another thing that I tell you guys, the example, where there's a muscle in one layer, we call them, it has a nickname we call kissing muscle. Cute, don't you think? Right? And I tell my students that I only tell you that so you remember the location. I do not accept kissing muscle. If you start, I will not accept kissing muscle. So I in the, in the lab, we have like sheet of paper, right? On that line, question number 35, there's nothing but a big lipstick lip on it. Romantic. And they say, I call the student up and say, I cannot give you point. What do you mean by this? You told us that you cannot put the kissing muscle in the answer. But I don't remember the muscle. So the only thing I let you know that legal, as you said, let you know I know that muscle, so that's why I put my lip over there. That's a kissing. That's cute, don't you think? Did I give you a point? Yes, I did. Half a point, not the whole point. But we'll be thinking on your feet. Okay? So that goblet cell that they are usually mingled with columnar and pseudostratified in single columnar. And commonly, you will find those tissues that lie in certain kind of tube in your body. You also find goblet cell lying in your gut as well. Okay? That's come up with the term. So what is mucus? Why do we need mucus? Okay, first thing you learn, protection is exposed and you have another cover. This viscous tissue cover, right? It also functions to moisturize as well. Because those areas you find epithelium, they dry easily. Okay, and that's why you have mucus to make sure that you won't dry up easily. Okay, just that sometimes they overproduce them when they have congestion. Okay, because they have produced too much. Next time you say, Dr. Wu, excuse me, my goblet cell just going chaos. They just kind of have a whole volume of mucus. That's what happens. Usually irritated by allergen or irritated by some kind of infection occur. All right, so I forget to mention that special name, goblet cells. Okay, here we go. Stratified epithelium. Can you see that picture, tell you? Where in the body you found them? The picture right here for every tissue, they have that. Okay, right here. Symbol squamous, and then we have symbol columnar, we have symbol cuboidal. You see that? I give an example of each. So this one right here, stratified epithelium. You have non-stratified, blah, 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 blah. Where I find your body. So that's why you guys, the basic of this chapter is memorization, where, function, and recognition. There are a group of epithelium, and they are commonly simple people. Okay, they are usually lying in certain kind of organ in your body that we call the gland. How many organs in your body that you can name that have the term gland at the end? Sweat gland, oil gland, pituitary gland, salivary gland. Are you with me? Now, the epithelial tissue that lining these glands are called glandular epithelium. Okay, and their cell function independently. Okay, now what are the glands do in your body? Well, I use example of sweat, right? That release electrolyte. Okay, and hormone. There's some glands release hormones like the thyroid gland, your pituitary gland. Mucin. We talk about a single cell here. Mucin is the protein that found in mucus. That came from the normal cell. Okay, and that gland may release the product we call the urea waste product. So they have many glands in your body release different products. That we are not learning each of them depend on what chapter and what all the system we're looking at. But right now, how do we classify these glands? Oh, by the way, we have two types of glands in your body. They are endocrine and exocrine. What are the difference? Okay, the difference is simple. Okay, so here is your skin, the surface of your skin, and this is supposed to be a sweat gland. Okay, now the sweat gland is the way I draw right here. What tissue you think it is? First, simple or stratified? Simple, right? But now you have three choices: simple squamous, simple cuboidal, or simple columnar. It's cuboidal, commonly it's cuboidal, right? So here is your sweat gland. Okay? Now, those glands usually made up by two components. This portion right here is called duct. Okay? So that when the sweat releases, it follows the duct and open and give your sweat come out on outside. Okay? This portion right here is called the secretory. Secretory. But means that whatever the product that release from this gland, they make there. They make that portion and then follow that and follow. So if the gland has that feature, the secretory component and the duct, we call that exocrine gland. Okay? The gland that has a duct, and the example of that is your salivary gland, your sweat gland is one of them as well. Where the endocrine gland, also known as the ductless, there's no duct. So it looks like this. Maybe simple later, maybe more than that. So it's a gland. There's no duct. So when this gland release the product, where do they go? Because in this case, they should follow the duct into the surface, right? So how is the chemical release of this gland know where to go? The answer is all of this gland, when they release the product, they have to enter into the bloodstream. And it is the blood that carries to the area where it's supposed to go. Okay, that's why this gland is called endocrine gland, and all of them release hormone. Okay, hormone is the one that the messenger function in your blood. So now we know the two different things, and yes, there is a whole entire chapter. Remember the name of the 11 organ system? One of them is called endocrine system. Okay, so we will study, believe me, until you lacrimate in MD2. As a matter of fact, it is the first chapter in MD2 that we study. Okay, so you know, we're not talking about that. Now we concentrate in the exocrine. How do you name the exocrine? Right, you mentioned that all the exocrine are multi-cell. We know that. The only exception to that is one single cell function as a gland. What is the name of that cell? It releases a product when it's only a single cell, not multiple cells. Goblet cell. It's the only unicellular gland in your body. All of them have more than one. And so let's make long story short. Okay, this picture I know you already. Can you see it? Can you show you again? Okay, symbol cuboidal. The red area tells you the secretory portion of that gland, and then the yellow line shows you the duct cavity. It is the typical design of your exocrine. Now, instead of read all you guys right here, you can read them. I show you this because this is study, right? So what you have to look up here is for each gland, you have to tell me how is it named based on the structure differences. Okay? And then can you give me an example of this gland in your body You see right here, I put the name of the gland right here, and I give you an example in the body right down here. Okay, let's go right here. Rule of thumb. First, if you see a gland that made up by a single dot, that gland has a name, symbol. Okay, one dot, symbol. And then we look at the shape, you see they are color coded, this area is a secretory area. If they look like a tube, the name is tubular. If they look like a pouch, the name is acina. That's it. Okay? If you have one dot, we call it simple. If the secretory looks like a tube, you put the term tubular. If it looks like a pouch, you call them acina. Some books actually use the term alveolar instead of pouch. In case you have another textbook. Okay, so over here. How many dots? One, simple. What does tube look like? What does the tube look like? What does the secretory look like? The tube, so that is simple, tubular. The example are the bunch of glands you call intestinal glands that are in your small intestine, and this enzyme, and here right here. So over here, let me show over here. So we have simple with the one letter, and then acina. You see right here? As a human, we don't see that gland at all. Okay, they exist in the other animal. So we know about classification, there's such a thing, but we will not have it. Over here, how many do you see? One. So it's simple, right? But look at this. Instead of one single secretory, we have multiple of them. So we add the term branches. Simple, branches, tubular. Okay, because the secretory area branches into different components. And the example of that is the gastric gland, the gland that comes inside your stomach, the gland that makes your pH in the stomach, the gastric juice, drop down to 0.9 pH. They release very, very acidic chemical. All right, this is the example of one of there is a type of sweat gland. There is one that is the most abundant. Okay, we call them simple coil tubular, and you see the name right there. Instead of a single dot coming out, that little tube secretory twist and turn like a coil. As a matter of fact, you have seen that if you study in the exercise number 2, you study the name of the organ system and everything else. Have you seen the model of the skin in the lab? Okay, well, never mind. You're going to go in the model, you will see they show you sweat glands like a bunch of little coil tubes get together. All right, right here, you can see the same thing. Single dot, simple, but secretory have multiple branches, we call them branches, and the shape looks like a pouch, therefore simple branches acina. And the example of this type of duct found in the oil gland under your skin, the scientific term is sebaceous gland. Okay, go down here. Multiple duct, in this case you have 3 of them, therefore the name symbol no longer applicable. It is called compound. And then what is the shape of the secretory tube? So you have compound, tubular. Because they all branch together, that's how we'll have the branch to it. Okay, and the same thing we see right here. In the different case, they have multiple dots, but the secretory look like a pouch. So it's compound acina. The example of compound acina is mammary gland, female, and the example of the compound tubular is an outer gland that releases content in the small intestine as well. And here, last but not least, the most complex at all. We have multiple dots, and sometimes the secretory look like a tube, sometimes they look like a pouch. Therefore, the name is compound tubular acina. And this is one of the most romantic glands in your body, right? The salivary gland. Okay, and when I say the most romantic, I'm not exaggerating. So when you're kissing your lover, and we go friends kissing, that will tell me if you have a chance to laugh. That's why I call salivary gland is the most romantic gland in your body. Be careful when you inject another with. Okay. So are you with me so far? So based on the structural differences, you have that terminology, right? Simple tubular, simple acina, simple branch, compound, and then so on. So that I can ask some question like, based on the structural differences, okay, the salivary gland is classified as what? And you put down compound, tubular, acina. Are you okay so far? And that's why I think the best way you can read the slide, right? The best way is you search that picture. There's more. What delayed those glands is based on the structural differences. You have this, you have this, right? based on the way they release their products. On the way, we also use that to name them as well. How do you produce your product? So instead of this line here right here, you see each one title, Metaprint, Aquaprint, and Holoprint. Those files come out this three right here. Okay, can you see the name of those three? All right. So look up here. Can you recognize that? Can you recognize the sequence we also right here? So let's pretend that this is a square gland. Okay. Now, what does the little thing look like? Little white thing inside the cell? It has the name inside of it. What's it look like? This is float inside the cell. The vesicle. Remember I used the below? Remember that? So if this is a sweat gland, how does sweat do? This cell makes sweat and package them into the vesicle. The vesicle will release them into the lumen, and from there they follow up into the surface. So that process, when the vesicle releases the content into the outside, what do you call the process? Exocytosis. So if the cell make the product and release the product using the exocytosis, the name is merocrine. Okay, and they are the most abundant kind of blending body. They operate in that manner, the circular exocytosis. Now, if you know that, and then you look over here, what the difference between merocrine and the second type is called aquacrine. It's a different now.
It looks like this.
See over here, you learn the process exocytosis already, right? In the vesicle, then you see with the membrane open up, then release the content. You with me? Over here, what happens is the vesicle actually leaving the cell. They're actually leaving the cell, not just open up, they're leaving the cell right there and content inside. And that's why they are different compared to this. Okay, that cell is called aquacrine. Aquacrine. All right, the next one. An example of that cell in the body is certain type of sweat gland that found predominantly on your optical axillary or the located between the genital anus area, the located between the genitalia and the anus. Now, after I name that area, so you guys can say, no, let me understand this. You say it's a sweat gland, right? Yes. Why on earth you put the sweat gland there where the sun doesn't shine? How do you sweat? You never sweat in thermal reason. You're breathing, right? You put it right there. How does it work? Well, scientists ask the same question. And you learn all detail later in the next chapter. In integumentary system. Why not the cell there? What's the function? And you get hint. It has to do with your general fat, Chanel number 5. Beauty. All those fancy companies for the cologne, perfume, Chanel number 5, Gucci. I don't know. I buy it on sale. It's only $2.99. So there's no name. I don't know. But you learn later why that cell located there to attract the opposite. Okay. Now you say something. Okay. And then look over here. Okay, look this gland right here. What do you see the difference between this gland and the way they release the product like this? You see, notice that the cell on the apical surface, in order to release the product, the cell on the apical surface has to burst and become a part of that product. You see that? Okay, and this right here, because the way they release, therefore we call them holoprint. One example of this type of gland in the body is the oil gland. No wonder when you touch the oil gland, you see that it's sluggish. Okay, the content are much more vicious compared to the sweat. Okay, that's why, because not only you touching the oil, you're also touching the dead debris came from the dead cell in that oil as well. You see that? So if that's the case, can somebody tell me what is this? What I tried to show you? Make me proud, young man. What face do you think it is?
That looks like metaphase.
You say metaphase? Look closely, young man. Yeah, you're right. You need some dot right there. Those are the chromosomes right there. So you're right. It's the anaphase and early telophase, right? So okay, we all get that. Why you put up there for? Why don't we see those level? But they put right there, and they try to show you something. Because this cell right here died on the apical surface, become a part. So you can see the part on there, right? Eventually you run out of cells. Make sense? And that's why what we learn is all the cells located at the basement of this gland, they are highly mitotic. Okay, why is that? They divide faster so that the new cell that they divide produces fast, they be pushed up to replace the dead cell that has been released. And that's why they constantly divide at the base. So those are the cells that classify by the way they release the pollen. So you see, if I go back to this right here, and I say that this cell right here, based on the structure differences, okay, what do you call them? Symbol, branches, acina. Are you with me? But based on the way they release the pollen, what is the name? Polypen. Right? You should learn that all you can produce that way. Good. Take a deep breath. We're done with epithelium. All right, so under the epithelium, how many different types we have? You count them, it should be 8. Under the glandular epithelium, how many types do you have? You count them, it should be 8 as well. Okay, it means that look at them, can you recognize them and name them either by structure differences or by the way they look. So now we enter into connective tissue. Give me one word to describe the function of the connective tissue. Support. Is it true it is the most abundant tissue in your body? Yes, right? Is it a right statement to make? Every time you see the other tissue, you see connective tissue in active?
Yes.
That's good. You support them, you better be there, right? Okay, that's good. So now I need the objective right here. What do you think I should do next? What do you think? Go back to the Excel file one more time. To learn the name first, it's an Excel file. You can slide with Excel. Listen. And I want to suggest if you can print that slide out, put your pocket. Or take a picture, put your pocket, right? So everywhere you know when you have a chance to sit down, how many episodes do you name? Without looking at numbers, right? And then say, on this side, put it and say, okay, try to do that with the quiz this coming Wednesday. Right? How just study physiology because you have a quiz. All right, go back to this. Under the connective tissue, they are divided into 4 subdivisions. And I only like to walk out this class able to name them for me. The connective tissue proper, and then you have cartilage, you have bone, and you have bone. You can do that, right? Okay, and then under the connective tissue proper, they further divide into subdivisions. One has a line they call loose. The other one is called dense. Okay, loose, dense. What? Just take my book out. Remember that I should know right. Under the loose, you have 3 types: areola, adipose, and ventricular. Under the dense, you have dense regular, dense irregular, and elastic. Okay, and then we go into the cartilage. There are 3 types: hyaline cartilage, fibrocartilage, and elastic cartilage. Here is the caveat. Okay, most cartilage still make mistake. Can you see the term elastic right there? And elastic right there? You know that different, right? You know that elastic cartilage is different than elastic tissue. So make sure you know they're different. And then under the bone, you have 2 types, and the name described in general: hard bone and spongy bone. And under blood, we have 4 types. We have warm blood, cold blood, bad blood, and then nasty blood. I don't know if you learn to do that. So you, bad blood, no? No? No such thing? Okay, just for fun. Blood is blood. But bad or good is your brain, not your blood. All right. Are you with me so far? Okay, so now your task is, can you name the 4 subdivisions and then issue in each? But before we go into each of them, and again, each of those tissues, there is a picture and there is a box for it, right? And you do the same thing if you look at the pure tissue. So we want to know one thing. Here is the structure in your body that makes up by the connective tissue. Right now, I should list them up there, but when you learn the slide and each type, you know specifically where they are and what I look at. You see your body, okay, and the ligament considered connected. Body fat can be connected, cartilage and bone and blood and so on. Now, in the connective tissue, they make up by those three important components. Cell, clearly, even for the tissue, has to be cellular, right? But now you see that the other two come in, protein fiber and glass substance. What the heck is that? Let me show you in here. Okay, let's first go to the function first. Physical protection. Now, you already know the four major types, right? Okay, proper, bone, cartilage, and blood. So protection, what are the four tissues over there? Okay, when you have bone, clearly, bone tissue should be, right? Now, the only adipose, I don't know why I put it up there, but adipose tissue, yes, it may protect because it functions as a cushion, right? But adipose tissue then function is not so protected. Otherwise, I'm not looking up in good that I'm well protected. Right? We learn what is the function of adipose tissue, common name and fact.
Insulation. Is it insulation?
Insulation, yes, but that's not a major function. It's one function.
Storage of energy.
Storage energy. Okay, that's a main function of fat. We have fat, we want to store energy, right? And because when you store, then it functions as cushion and insulation. Are you with me? So I add the term that in addition to protection, it shows energy storage as well. Support clearly, okay, we got that all the stuff right here, the brain function, the bone function. It's always tricky when I go to the restaurant and some restaurant put down boneless chicken. Have you seen that before? Boneless chicken. And to me, I say, that is a very skillful step, don't you think? How are you able to remove the bones of the chicken? And by the way, let's pretend I can do this. If I remove all the bone in your body, what would you look like? A blob of tissue, like a blob of jelly on the floor, right? Huh?
I feel like a bonus.
Well, with the bonus, I can see the wing. I can see it's a wing,
Oh,
right? When you human, you take the bone out. I can recognize it when you shoot a blob of tissue on the floor. You make me slightly. You activate my compound tubular acidia. So you mentioned, never mind. And go to wing stop. Okay. Still have to start with. Go ahead. Win. No, the whole point tell you that how important the bone is, right? Clearly, bone protects the major organs, the brain and the rib cage, right? But the bone actually creates the shape that we have. Remember why we have two arms, two legs? Because the bone system designed that way, so that the soft tissue to wrap around. Okay, that is support and structure. Okay, and I realize there is a incorrect statement right there. It's not ligand. You guys see it's ligand, you know? It should be ligament, not ligand. That's why I have to make sure you correct that. Okay, so ligament and tendon. Ligament and tendon are the other tissue of your body that support. And this is where I want to emphasize because I realize some students don't know the difference between tendon and ligament. Okay, they sound the same to them. So make sure you know this. If I give you, I go to the jungle and I have two long twigs like this, and I say, well, I need to make a little cane. And you put them together, what do? You put a stick together, and use some kind of rope and wrap them around, and you have a long stick. Are you with me? Well, that rope right there is function as your ligament. Every time you have a joint between bone in your body, you will find ligament around and support that joint. Okay? So ligament function connect bone to bone. I wrap bone right here, wrap around to make sure the joint is stabilized. Where tendon, where the muscle attached to bone. And that's a major difference. In ligament, bone to bone. Where tendon, muscle to bone. And that's why when the muscle contracts, they're able to move your bone because tendon attached to the bone so that you can make the movement. Okay? Okay, storage function. I think the function is self-explanatory. You can read that easily. Okay, chain cord. What tissue have you got for chain cord? You have the idea is a complete transportation in your body, the blood, okay, blood circulation. And then in that blood, you also have a component. For example, the white blood cell, they call immune protection. So now we literally stop the tissue with the four, which you already know. Proper, cartilage, bone, and blood. Which one will go first? Okay, here's our unique feature. I did not put this tissue on the Excel job, but you learn that we have 12 different types of connective tissue, 12 different types. All of them originate from a single ancestor, and that tissue is called mesenchyme. That you see up there, it's called mesenchyme. This tissue gives rise to all 12 different types of the connective tissue right now in your body. Then we call connective tissue inside because of that. And we show the picture of that one. That's why if they ask you on a test, you look at the microscope and say, oh, that's a mesenchyme. Where in the body that you find mesenchyme? The answer is you only found in embryo. Right now, the mesenchyme already become different type of connective tissue already. One feature that makes the connective tissue completely different than the other tissue is the structure named extracellular matrix. Okay, these extracellular matrix are the ones that wrap around the cell. I think the best way I can do this is show you the difference. Okay, if I draw this, what tissue you think I'm drawing here? You can see it? Well, right, I just say look at four in general.
Would that be cartilage?
Well, first we haven't got the cartilage yet. So I would not ask you for something you haven't seen yet. The term cellularity ring a bell? You see cell after cell after cell? Right? So simple or stratified? If you say simple, I will walk to you and personally induce stagnant hypoxia. Right? Now, you know stratify. Stratify what? You have three choices. Simple, please be simple. Squamous, cuboidal, or columnar. If you say columnar, I will walk to you as well. Okay, so you're with me. What tissue you looking at? Stratified, squamous. Don't ask me if it's man or not, right? I didn't make the point of that, right? So you see, when you look tissue, how do you know that it's the epithelium? Because cell after cell after cell, can you see the pattern? Okay, when you look at the connective tissue, here's the major difference. Here's a cell, here's another cell, and here's another cell. Here's another cell, and here's another cell. You can see that? They're not packed like sardines. They're scattered throughout. If that's the case, what is the chemical make up the space between them? That area is called extracellular matrix. The area between the cell. And you say, okay, I got that, but what is it? That's the name, right? Chemically, what is it? Well, before I can answer that question, I should download the YouTube right here. We'll see together.
You want your blood test?
I don't know, what time is it?
205.
Right now, you are tired. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so we got that on Wednesday after the